All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Clannad, episode 6.
All right, last episode was a very sweet, wholesome episode.
Yep.
Fuko got to have her own classroom.
That's right.
And that was really wonderful.
Sanai, you were fantastic. You were wonderful. Amazing.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And Okazaki, well, you continued to be your prankster, jokester self.
I mean, yes, that's
I mean, some things just aren't going to change. Let's be real.
Change. That's absolutely true. But having her coma ghost self being the focus of the episode, that's not changed anything. The status quo with her is still as is.
That was a very sweet moment, but...
Right, but what are we going to do about the fact that her family and her are kind of in this state right now, if you will. The characters all being not really necessarily aware of what's going on, but more so just like, oh, we're gonna help her out. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Maybe they're gonna give some opportunities to the other characters to get to know maybe a little bit more about what's going on with Fuko's situation.
Sure. We will have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, anything that you're particularly like. I mean, you've seen the show. But
I don't remember too much of like this earlier stuff. I'm just excited for more comedy. You know, more comedy, more feels. You know. Yeah.
No. Okay. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. So are they stars or starfish? Yes.
Don't they just look delicious?
おっさんは焼き上がると同時に店を出て行きました。最後の言葉はサナエ、お前は最高に可愛いやつだ。しかし焼くパンはでした。私さっきまで泣いて
Until a moment ago.
これからは一人で頑張らないとって思って立ち上がりました。というわけですけど、岡崎さん、お一つどうですか？
No pressure.
いらないっす。
Yeah.
一人では無理でした。サトルの早いっすね。
See, this is how they make sure to sell a lot, right? Because she can always guilt people into being like, you don't want to see me cry, do you?
But he knows that eventually he would lose out in the actual, side of things. So he's like, I'm going to dip.
Right, exactly. He wouldn't be able to eat it and actually keep a straight face, you know?
Right. But he also wouldn't be able to keep her from convincing him to eat one, you know, like...
Right, exactly.
Yeah. He'd be like,
I will break down eventually, so I'm going to leave. And that's probably what her husband did, too.
Yeah.
Which is saying something, because usually he's like, no, these are delicious, it's fine, you know?
Oh my god.
So those must have truly been some horrific creations.
Oh. She's abandoned her humanity.
Indeed.
Indeed!
She can't leave, because there's starfish everywhere.
視界に飛び込んでくる無数の人手をフーコはまた無双の世界へ飛ばされてしまう。今半永久的に解けない。そして何百年かの時
Oh my god, yes.
進化したアジン類が人を制する時代。
Yes.
Because you know Sanai's bread will last that long.
廃墟と化した古川家を目指している。
Hell yeah.
伝説の人手使いを俺たち人間に力を貸してくれ。
Fuko will still be there. Yes! The barrier is broken. Yes, the seal is broken. Yes. It's the god of the devil. Final Fantasy? Really? Wow. That.
冗談だ、冗談。つか、このままだと冗談じゃなくなる。
It's really sweet though that Nagisa is like
so
actually,
buying into it.
Yeah.
この間失敗したからリベンジだ。そうか、そりゃ不思議だ。
Ah, very mysterious. Ah! Is that the Dragon Quest sound?
助けてください、岡崎さん。岡崎さんみたいな人がたくさん追いかけてくるんです。
その本人に助けを求めるのか。
Indeed, you can fight off the clones.
風子ちゃんのお友達ですか。
違います、敵です。
Ah!
ようなことを言うな。僕たち風子ちゃんのファンクラブを結成したいんです。
Of course. Wow.
お姉さんの結婚式を盛り上げる手伝いをしたいと。
Oh, yeah. Okay.
いらないです。
それでも努力します。いつか風子さんに信頼してもらえるように頑張ります。僕ら
Yep. Montages through each one, and then have her deny them, and they're like, "Oh, that yes."
兄弟だと思われてるぜ。
最悪です。
のセリフだ。
This show's comedy. Oh my god.
お前本気か。もちろん渚ちゃんにはごますっときたいからね。
手を挙げて僕も仲間に入れてもらうよ。
いりません。
じゃあな、篠原。
あなた変な人は変なことしそうだから困ります。岡崎さんを見ているとそれがよくわかります。
She's discerning with the people that she wants helping out.
お前僕と勝負しろ。
篠原さん、喧嘩はダメです。
You don't want to start a fight with her. Yeah.
Or else.
っていうか僕が負けるのは確定ですか。
Don't you know she always carries
She
around
literally will cut a bitch. You
knives?
know.
Yeah, exactly.
僕の方がうまく掘れたら仲間に入れてもらう。負けたら潔
I
く諦
mean,
め
she's
る。
mastered the art of starfish, so
Yeah.
like you're already.
You
done.
made the tactical error of challenging me where I'm strongest.
Yeah.
頭は猿、胴体はタヌキ、尾はヘビ、手足は虎に似ていると言われる怪獣だよ。
頭は猿で、胴体は犬で、好物はきびだんごです。
好物の話なんて一瞬も出なかったぞ。
まあいいや、よーい。
ダンマジかよってこれは。これのどこがヌエなんだよ。
風子としては。
グッジョブだ。
Yes.
課題と違うのを掘ったら0点さ。
Oh, really?
Dead. Dead.
風子の勝ち。
Mm-hmm.
篠原さん、
No.
保健室へ。
Yeah, those things are sharp. You gotta be careful. You should know that better than to cut towards your hand.
Yeah.
That's why it's the.
私たち、なんだかふーちゃんのお父さんとお母さんみたいです。
Implications.
でもありません。忘れてください。
Sure.
Just forget about it. You know.
吉野祐介。
お知り合いですか？
祐介ってひょっとしてあんたがコウコさんの婚約者か？
Wait.
そうか、あの人の教え子か。
Yep.
1年の
Oh.
時、とってもお世話になりました。
Okay.
コウコさんを創立社祭に誘おうと思ってきたんだよ。
そいつはいいな。
賛成していただけますか？
あ、行くか行かないかはあの人次第だが、そういう話を聞くだけでも気が晴れると思う。
Oh.
頼む。
Okay.
ええ、行くことにします。事故に遭う前、妹と約束してたんです。
Oh.
入学したら一緒に創立社祭に行こうねって。
Yep.
妹の分まで見て回って病院で話を聞かせてあげたいです。きっと喜んでくれます。
Oh, Unagi-san.
すみません。でも渚ちゃんどうしました？
多分トイレでも我慢してるんでしょう。
そうなんですか？
No.
うちのトイレ使いますか？
Oh.
Forgot how good the voice acting can get in this show.
起きた途端最悪ですって言われそうな気がするぞ、俺は。
Why would you think that?
そんなにふーちゃんに嫌われてないです。
No, she's gonna think that she teleported or something.
Yes, right.
起きたか、風子。
岡崎さんがふーちゃんをここまで運んでくれたんですよ。そこはかとなく最悪です。
Vaguely
や
horrible.
っぱり言われたじゃないか。
いえ、そこはかと
Yeah,
なくですから。
It's progress, right?
ないという意味だと思います。
微妙なフォローだ。
すいません。反射的に失礼なことを言ってしまいました。
わざわざそこはかとなくをつけるあたり、結構考えて言ってたと思う。
Exactly.
Uh huh.
おぶっても
It's a very specific adjective.
と
Wow, so
I wonder
strange
why.
dream.
What could have possibly brought this about?
岡崎最高
Oh my.
お前一人で何やってんだ今日は人手祭りだぞ
I mean, that sounds like she's crushing on him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
はい少しでも
Oh my god.
買ってくださった方には風子ちゃんのお姉さんの結婚式について説明するつもりです
Wow.
It's like, that actually could work.
早苗さん並みだよ
Yep, yep.
ふーちゃん
Oh, oh, oh.
Wait, how did this happen?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
I can teleport.
Whose memories are
ふ
these?
ーこちゃんその服とっても似合い
Perfect. Oh.
いつの間にこんな
Come to this world.
なんでしょうかプレゼントすれば自然に受け取ってもらえるんじゃないでしょうか
That's true.
Yep.
私もお手伝いします人手不足だそうですから人手が不足してるんです
うちの人じゃない
お待たせしました違いますトースターじゃありません一生懸命です
お前も結構様になってるじゃないか
Hi.
Hmm.
Ah.
やってみると結構楽しいです
Yeah.
トレスさん
Uh huh.
どうぞ
いつの間にか有名人になってたんだ
だってあれだけ毎日頑張ってるんですから
Hmm. Getting a little inspired, Nagisa.
私ふーちゃんに教えられ
Maybe.
ました私もふーちゃんを見習って演劇部に参加してくれる人を根気強く探します
僕の気持ちは真剣だよ
Oh, are
な
you?
角原
Mhm.
Oh, are you?
だぞえどこどこねえねえそこの君
And
Yep.
あ
saved.
いつの真剣は1秒しか持たないのか
ねえ君どこの学校
どけ気をつけろおうぜどけよあの子行っちゃうだろ
どかないなら
Oh god! Oh god! Yes! 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 The OP! Yep! Yep! Guess who? Guess who?
Uh huh.
その蹴りは友よか
Yes, indeed.
友よさんっていつかバイクの人たちをやっつけたパトロールのボランティアだ騒ぎに紛れて不埒な真似をするやつがいないようにな
In the midst of this bonanza. Yes.
Deviate from code.
顔をさらすと絡んでくるものがいるかもしれない
Oh, I wonder who that could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
私にかはいプレゼントです本当は受け取らないんだがこういうものは
Oh.
でも手作りみたいだからな
Yep.
同性から贈り物をされることは多いが手作りはなかなかないありがたくいただこう優しい人です
Yes. Yeah.
三井さん
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ずっと続けてたんですねよかったらどうぞ
Oh.
テスト前とかじゃなければいけるかもしれません
Oh.
それじゃ頑張ってくださいね
Yep.
Oh. Hugo's gonna cry.
よかったですねふーちゃんはい
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so sweet.
Wasn't that sweet?
Meanwhile, in Japan, a wood shortage is
Right. Deforest.
underway. Yes.
こんにちはココさん
先生来てくださって
She can't see her, can she?
こんにちは渚ちゃん岡崎さんごめんなさい少し
Yeah,
遅れ
she
ました
can't
か
see her. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be.
ここに来るのも久しぶりだったからちょっと
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
場所は変わらないのに
Yep.
なんだか違う学校みたい
Yeah.
だからさっきはほっとしたんですお二人を見か
You
けて
too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
二人
Oh.
どうかしましたか渚ちゃん岡崎さん
Yeah. I mean, I was dreading it, but
Uh-huh.
it was pretty obvious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because of course she would have tried to see her sister, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And now all the progress that she felt like she had been making, you know, working
Kinda thrown
hard,
back in her face a
nose to
little
the
bit.
grindstone. Yep.
All right. Well.
Yep.
Big,
Mm-hmm.
big
Band-Aid
unfortunate.
is kind of being pulled off now.
Yeah, big unfortunate but obvious development that was hinted at a long time ago, and is just something of whether or not we would actually end up seeing this, anytime soon.
Right.
But yeah, Fuko is invisible to, at the very least, her sister.
Right. The people who knew her, it seems. Yeah.
Well, yeah. We
so
don't
far,
know,
just
we don't
her
know
sister.
anything else other than that. So, yeah.
But this is something that she told to the two of them, and they just, I guess, forgot, didn't take it too seriously. Fuko says a lot of silly things.
Well, there's stuff that's implied with what she said that is not necessarily the case. You could see that it's a thing of where she thinks this because it's just a thing that she thinks. There's no actual basis in reality for it. Or it's a thing of where she literally went up and waved and tried to, entreat her sister to see her, and spent a day doing that, and literally nothing happened.
Right.
There is no way to know
Who's
which
to say?
it is.
Yeah.
So now we're in a situation where this is something that we have no framework or mechanics upon which we can change anything.
Nope.
Nothing.
Yeah. Because this is the kind of thing that, would make sense sort of if she was some lingering coma ghost, whatever, try and reunite her with some of her family that she cares a lot about, get some resolution. And
except for the fact that every single fucking person in this school has received at least an entreatment from her to receive a starfish.
Right.
And many of them have. And in fact, there is a fan club for her.
Right.
There is so
a lot
much
of people know about
evidence
her
to support the fact that not only was she here, but they have made her famous.
Right.
Like
the next
all these starfish have. I'm not talking about the people. But
right.
Yeah.
So maybe the next thing to test, if, depending on how much they wanted to continue to test this, would be like try and hand her sister one of the starfish and see if she can see it. Do these starfish actually exist? Or
obviously we're in a spiritual kind of thing here where the show can literally do whatever it wants. There's no mechanical rule as to what they can do in storytelling here.
It's all for the emotional bits.
I think it would be stupid, honestly, if she didn't see any of the effects of it, because that would just be so many layers of things that you would have to then choose how much she can't see.
Right. And then at what point is there a discrepancy that can't be overlooked, Yeah.
Well, right. That's why I'm saying that's what it is. It's going to be that, in that there's going to be the points where they're like, don't you see her? See who?
Sure.
And obviously then the characters have to then manage a little bit of their, own expectations here and be like, okay, we're not going to try and make her think that we're crazy here. We want her to enjoy the Founders Festival, and this is going to be something that could mean a lot to her, especially if she then ends up rationalizing that all these people here really miss Fuko, and that's why they have all this stuff here that reminds her of Fuko. And of course she doesn't actually think that Fuko's been walking around carving starfish for all these people.
Yeah, maybe it could be something where the reason that, because one of the big questions is, why is Fuko lingering around, right? Is it because she isn't able to?
You mean, why is she a ghost at all? Or
exactly.
Why is she lingering here?
No, like, why is she a ghost at all, right? Because if you, even though ghost probably isn't even necessarily the right word, so it might not necessarily work in the traditional way that ghosts would be handled in stories like this, right? Her spirit. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Maybe there's something that's unresolved, and it's like, okay, maybe it's her, maybe it's her sister that's like talked to her comatose body and has been like, I don't know if I can bear to lose you or something like that, or who knows, and so just because she can't see her at the festival, that doesn't necessarily mean that nothing's going to come of this. Maybe something could happen, but right now, the thing that Okazaki and Nagisa were most banking on, well, it's dead in the water.
It's pretty dead, yeah. The thing that is also rather pointed as a potential question here is, does Fuko's presence here, because her sister is the only person thus far that is incapable of seeing her, mean that the reason why she's a coma ghost because of her sister? Like, that is something actually because of a thing with her that specifically needs to be resolved. Because she's the only one that's different.
Right.
Thus far.
Sure.
Thus far.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
So her being here, her sister, means they could end up having some cool conversations with Fuko present.
Yep.
And then, of course, you get the three-way unique communication side of things of, Fuko speaks to them, and it's just like, I think they're... And they're like, oh, yeah. And like, who are you talking to? Oh, no, continue about the thing you were talking to. And then there's that unique kind of liaison midway communication.
And if Fuko mentioned some information that they would have no way of knowing, like the whole thing of the fact that she was getting married, that they were able to kind of explain away with stuff, what happens when it maybe gets more obvious. And then also, since this is kind of like, this is a very new kind of arc for the show, right? Like this is the first time we've seen any kind of like supernatural like stuff in the show. Who knows if there will be supernatural stuff afterwards, but the way that this resolves can kind of set the tone for future stuff in the show, how it's going to handle things and whatnot. So
we got ourselves a lot of little comedy bits, and that's primarily what this episode seemed to be focused on.
And they were good. Like
they were really fun.
The apocalyptic future where she has been sealed into the bakery by the wall of starfish.
So extra.
Oh yeah.
So extra. Holy shit.
Is it an angel? Is it a devil?
Is it God?
Right. Yeah. And I believe those were like Dragon Quest little references of like you have now acquired like
are you basing this on any knowledge? Because I've made a Final Fantasy connection.
Okay, gotcha.
So I don't know why you're saying Dragon Quest.
I don't know that I
don't
know where that information is coming from, but I feel like I've heard some of the Dragon Quest sounds somewhere. But
okay, because you haven't never played a Dragon Quest game.
No, definitely not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why you would think Dragon Quest, but if you look at the actual emblem thing that they did at the end of the little dreamscape here.
Oh yeah, that was totally a Final Fantasy thing.
So yeah, why would they then go Dragon Quest after doing Final Fantasy? Like this is literally Final Fantasy right here.
Yeah.
Literally says Final Hitode Tsukai with the diagonal
sword and everything
through the bit there, which is very.
I guess maybe I'm just getting it mixed up with the There's only one place in my head for iconic sounds associated with games, and the Final Fantasy one is the level up sound, So that's
right, but there's multiple sounds for that for different Final Fantasy games, right?
Well, and also multiple things that they could have sounds for. It doesn't necessarily just need to be leveling up. Leveling up. It could be you acquired a new skill, etc. But
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. The fan club though. The fan club are genius. That is probably my favorite comedy bit this episode, because Fuko gives also the kind of rude, like standoffish, like, no, I don't need you. And it's just like, oh, and you can almost feel the like aspect of their fan clubness where they're like, we would never lewd Fuko-san.
That's right.
The fact that she like denied me so strongly, that makes me more like, interested in her and more of her fan,
I must prove to her my devotion,
Yes, they're like, Fuko is our little goddess, or or what have you,
and to be
we
fair,
will do our best to elevate her to the highest stature possible.
And the stuff that they came up with wasn't actually that bad.
Exactly.
Like
it
was
the jab at it being like Sanai, I think, was totally unfounded.
Yeah.
They put their heart and soul into this stuff.
Like, considering the fact that you're trying to hand out little wooden starfish to get people to go to a wedding on an unspecified date in the future, that's going to be hard in general. The fact that they made all of this merchant stuff so that it becomes more than just an arbitrary starfish. It's like, no, it is a starfish.
It is a starfish, damn it. Yeah.
And you will appreciate starfish. We're going to plaster starfish all over this dang school.
And what I also love about it is that they're focusing on the starfish and not on Fuko, which shows that they understand that Fuko's passion for the starfish stuff and her sister's wedding is the reason why they're doing this.
They understand the branding.
They're not doing this as part of a simp squad.
Right.
Like, this is actually like them being like, we believe in your dream, and we're going to focus on building it with you.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. They may be simping, but they're not trying to recruit other people to start simping. It's just no. Just support her endeavors.
I honestly think on some level though they're not actually simping. They are more just like how quickly they basically moved on from the we're gonna keep doing our thing, but we get it. We can't like escort you or anything. Okay. Cool.
All right.
No, I feel
you don't
like
need bodyguards. That's fine.
These were some reasonable simps, if that's what's going on here. Because I feel like if anything, no, they feel like a actual proper fan club where all this stuff again is focused on the starfish, not on Fuko.
Like some of those shirts, it's like those look like legit shirts that would be potentially pretty fun to wear.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the proceeds, who is that just to make more merch? Well,
who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But I loved also the little bit of her being in the maid cafe where it's like, oh, okay, so now they kind of have to accept
exactly
the starfish. It could be part of the presentation.
And then the sort of dorky, adorable, like, oh, why hand-carved starfish? Well, who cares, right? She made it for you.
Yes. Yeah. And then the sweet little moment with her friend who's studying, Mitsui.
Yeah.
And very much did not want to waste her time with her. But now she kind of sees what's going on a little bit and is like, oh.
Well,
hey.
If I can make it work.
If I can make it work, I will.
Yeah.
And, that was really sweet. I feel like there were multiple moments where poor Fuko was like really like close to on the verge of crying. And it's just like either Fuko doesn't actually have a good handle on her emotions in general, or there's some aspect of a lot of this where it's like, no, she's got other things that pain her more that keeps those emotions kind of in check on the smaller scale things.
Yeah, and that's probably something that we'll get to see more of in the next episode to see how she responds to this happening
with
because
her family,
with her sister, because on the one hand, it could just be additional disappointment that gets dredged up
True.
of like, and she can't see me, of course not, right? Well, but it could also be potential frustration with Okazaki and Nagisa because why did you bring her here, right? Like, didn't you hear what I said earlier, or something like that, right? Like it could be all over the place, and then maybe we'll get to see something that is more forced to be serious rather than the general sort of deflections that she gives that could be because she just thinks in a weird way versus like kind of a ruse and a front in order to keep her from needing to deal with that kind of stuff, who's to say what it's been up till now, but maybe after this we'll get to see.
True.
But
on the subject of emotions being out of control, though, Nagisa really was touched and moved by a specific thing, a promise that was made.
Yep.
One that her sister didn't believe that she could actually now, fulfill because, her sister, Fuko,
is comatose.
And that hit hard for Nagisa for reasons that I think are pretty obvious at this point. But it's still just the thing of, wait a minute, is it the promise or is the idea of being unable to fulfill that connection because you might be not well?
Sure, like if she had some promise she made to like her previous like high school friends and then suddenly she was unwell and then she's like not able to be in school, unable to fulfill a promise or something like that,
Well, I mean, I think she's actually like really sick. I think that's like that's the kind of thing we're setting up right now. And all these little things like this are just peppered foreshadowing for the moment where either she gets like chronically ill or literally dies. And now it's just the thing of where these kinds of emotional moments and stuff like that are our main cast primarily, Okazaki, are they going to notice?
Right.
Or are they going to kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah, and then kind of brush it off and move on?
Yeah.
Also, on a Sunahara level, he's actually pretty hard crushing on Nagisa.
Yep.
That's new. Like, obviously, he thought Nagisa was cute just because he's Sunahara and he thinks every girl in existence is cute.
Hence the whole, oh, hey, there's a girl that seems isn't with anybody. Oh, what?
But yeah. I'm honestly like almost a little bit like,
hold on.
Hey, like, whoa, what's your angle here, man? Like, I need to see some seriousness coming from you, otherwise I'm not gonna buy this.
Can you just imagine? There's Akio and Okazaki interacting, right? And that whole dynamic.
Sure.
But can you just imagine if Sunahara went up to Nagisa's dad and was like, "Hey, I'm in love with your daughter." Right?
Oh, I could absolutely see that.
Oh, totally.
I could absolutely see that.
And it would probably be great comedy, right?
And it would just be like, ha! And then, wait, you're serious?
Yeah, full J. Jonah Jameson.
Go full J. Jonah Jameson and just be like, oh, you're serious? Okay, well then you need to help Sanai make some bread,
No, you need to, if you are really dedicated to this family, eat this bread.
Yeah. It's full on Mikasa. Shoves it in his mouth. Eat it. Eat it, Eat it, you little bitch. Let's go.
And we actually saw Akio flee from the scene because he could not bear the bread that was present. It was too much even for him. Yep.
Indeed. Who is Akio?
That's Nagisa's dad.
Why did you in the reaction be like, oh, and also her dad did that? You made it sound like Akio and the dad were two separate people. I'm like, that was literally my you did, and I was so confused because I was like, wait, is the dad not Akio? I thought that was his name, and then I realized that in our notes we didn't actually put Akio as his name.
No, Nagisa's dad is Nagisa's dad. That's the important thing. You know, it's just. Yeah.
If you made this part of the discussion, go back into the reaction and see the part where he says that. Because if you look at my face in that moment, I kind of have this I had this mild little bit of wait, what the fuck? My whole world is shattered. I'm like,
Caleb, your expectations of what I will remember as far as the names of the many characters in this show is too high.
You're the expert on this show. You need to know this shit.
No, I am.
You watched it.
I might be in the role of if someone was going to be the expert, it could only be me.
I need to be able to ask you questions.
Oh, damn.
At times, and be at the very least, you'd be like,
no, see,
I think that's right.
No, see, it helps me not spoil things, Caleb. Right? I just make it so that I don't actually know much, you know?
It's Attack on Titan all over again.
Yeah. No, see, it's actually just the thing of with Fuko, right? Where I go back and I look at wikis and stuff and I just don't see anything, right?
Jacob confuses Jacob at times, you know?
Exactly, yes. I just suddenly blink and then I wake up somewhere else like Fuko and I'm just how did I get here? Yeah,
I love it. Okay, all right, cool. So that was him, right? The whole gag in the beginning now makes 100% sense.
Yep.
Because okay.
Right.
I'm on the same page now.
And him calling and being I'm
him
sorry.
Calling, right. Yeah,
I love you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well then, all right. Let's get the supernatural side of things explored a little bit more in depth in the next episode. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.